So moving on to the 7th Q syllabus now. Basically we're taking the lessons from the last 2 Q grades and reinforcing. So still Jodan, Chudan, Gaidan work, still working basic stances, the same sort of movement, but adding a few variations in. So the first one's checking. Of course this could be done from stationary or of course from the movement. So from here, as the first attack comes, check first, then Jodan Agyoke. From here, check, Shomonoke. From here, this one doesn't necessarily have to push across, but it guides the arm so you know where it is. From here, check, check, check. So basically, you're starting to learn that the block isn't necessarily this part of the movement which everyone's so focused on. You know, from here, blocking across is just as important. In Gekisai, from here to step up and go across here. That movement is just as important. It's not just a single-handed scoop. So those concepts start to apply to kata, to everything, and of course to application. The second variation, this one covers a lot more distance. So it's a lunging attack and basically an escape to defend. So you're maintaining distance. The same footwork, so from here, as the attack comes, so lunging. No. Big steps. So from here, as the attack comes, block, block, here. So you're really after this attack where you're coming in, where you're stepping and you're covering distance. So you still want to make sure you start in correct stance, finish in correct stance, but the movement and timing is super important. So from here, cover as much distance as you possibly can to come forward, and the timing of your back foot coming up is where the attack is. So then the defender has to escape. So they have to maintain that distance and escape and escape and escape. So you've got a bit more pressure on you that way. It can still be controlled, doesn't have to be super fast, but that can be quite challenging. That's something that, it's a basic movement, but people start to really struggle because it's such a foreign feeling. So taking that one slow and building up is important. There are a few other variations that I really like on the Jodan, Chudan, Gaidan that I'd really like to build in at some point, but they may be a little bit confusing and complicated for 7th Q. So the first one, I'll go over them briefly. Instead of going from here and just going, the punch comes, I step and my right foot is forward, Sensei's right foot is forward as well, so we've got this matched up stance. What we do is I actually start, so we're toe to toe. Okay, so when this punch comes, I go block first and then step away. And from here, block, step away. Block, step away. So we end up with opposite feet. But what it does is where I would normally be here and our distance is close, it changes so you're actually maintaining a different distance. Okay, so then when the next attack comes, from here, I go block, step, block, step, block, step. Okay, so it adds a completely different feel to that movement. It's not really that complicated, but people's brains tend to melt when they start learning it. But I really like that variation because of what it leads into. So that then leads into, instead of just using standard Jodan, Chudan, Gaidan, starts playing around with Koken, which of course by that point in time, 7th Q, pretty much everyone started playing with Tensho and doing Tensho. They're not really being graded with it yet, but it's something they're starting to play with. So starting to implement Koken for your Jodan, Koken for Chudan, and then down, you can throw it like a Haruke or just straight line through. So it comes from the same movement, still, like I said, we start toe to toe. So when this comes, I go Koken this way. When this one comes, straight across, Koken. This one comes, down, step away. It's a really, really easy, basic drill. People struggle less with that, but I feel it's important to have that first block and step away foundation to really get a feel for it. And to get your stances right, but it really flows with movement. So I really like those 2 variations as well. As to whether they're formalised into syllabus or not is up to everyone, but that's a few of the ideas I've got for that.